Germans, how you all doing? This is Con Ulrich.
And I'm Ru. Hello, hello, hello.
And folks, today we are going back on Thanksgiving in America to go into the SD2 Season 4 Division 2 replay. Today on Harashasha, Rang, who do we have?
On the left-hand side in blue, we have Tuukkaraski. We had him a few times, but I can never get the name right. He's playing 20th Panzer, and he has a Vanguard income. On the right-hand side in red, we have Frubblord, playing as 26 Guards Infantry Division, with a Maverick income.
Indeed. Now, the funny thing in looking at both of these decks, you might have noticed that on one side, we have clusters galore. So this is going to be a true cluster flight. Now, on the other side, we have Verframen, so I'm really praying that this game kind of goes the distance so I can see some Verframen action here. Up to the north, it's a heavy investment. Like an insane investment by Tuukkaraski over here.
Yeah, we got all the Panzers. Ammonworth is leading the charge here. Seems like he's trying to make his northern assault happen. There's only an Avtomachiki and a Guard Squad there to stop him, which is still... I mean, the Avtomachiki can definitely be a bit cheeky with its SMG, so we'll see how that goes.
Indeed. I guess down to the center. I'm not going to say more standard play, because it's not really standard. We are going to see a Guard Rush and actually a Sturmafiki Kamerati, which is kind of unusual. I feel like we don't see Sturmafiki Kameratis. I think we see, well, pretty much anything but those command squads. Which I guess, I don't know.
Yeah, usually people like taking the regular cheap command squad. You only get like 3 of them in a dude, but you get like more per card. Because usually if you're command squads, you know, you just take the cheap runs. Because you just need the command. They don't need to do the conquering.
I was really going to try to bring something back there, but dude, I'm sorry. So it wasn't happening. It was like, let's just say I was slightly nodding off over here. So, anyway. We're seeing down to the south a bit more of a quiet opening. Sturmaviki, Automachiki, Sturmaviki with rocks. So, they're going to definitely throw some stones, maybe some flame down here at the southern side. And what the heck is going here to the center? A Ju-87 is lumbering on in. Unfortunately for him, this is ESU right there. That ZSU is going to churn him into paste.
Oh yeah, and it's the ZSU-15, which has really deadly armament of 37 mils and 250 cals, and you gonna get the kill?
Well, I'm pretty sure, is that the M3 Lend-Lease? I'm pretty sure it's the M3 Lend-Lease.
It's a Lend-Lease vehicle, because the Americans had it in SD44.
Yes, and beyond that, it was in Company of Heroes too, which is the only way I would probably figure it out myself. But the Ju-87 goes down, which is unfortunate because you only get 3 of those in Phase A over here, and there's not a lot of investment over here from Tuukk in his early kind of 20th Panzer deck play.
No. Yeah, up north, this horde of German stuff is making pretty good headway here. He's got Stoßtruppen, Flammenwerfers, Grenadiers, Panzer Threes, you know, just everything up here. And this is a pretty nice sort of combined arms push going on. Definitely a little bit of artillery, such as a mortar half-track, would help out quite a bit. But we are seeing an early KV-85 here from Frubblord to try and stemmy the push. And that's a pretty powerful tank in this scenario. It's Panda 3s and 34s. It's going to have a nasty time.
Well, and the unfortunate thing to a certain extent is, of course, we're going to be able to break through up here. They just threw 400 points of its initial 500-point investment.
Yeah.
But the KV-85, they got to take him down quick, because if he gets really online, crew panic. Okay, that was very lucky. They needed to get that kind of critical here.
Yeah, those 2-star Panzer 3s are pretty nice due to the fire rate that they have, and yeah, just the quantity of fire that they're putting down range is going to keep that KV-85 pinned down for now, allowing infantry to get a bit closer and do the work.
But alright, looking outside of that, the guards are going to get overrun. I mean, that's the way that it's going to be. They might be able to take out the T-34, more or less just kind of ping it into death. Or unless they get really, really frisky, they might be able to turn it and get it and flank it on the side. But I think this second artillery barrage is extremely, extremely optimistic.
Yeah, yeah, it's only really going to hit the two Panzer IIIs and probably the Panzer Grenadiers and Pioneer Fuhrer who's coming up. I don't know, T-34's actually starting to back off now, so this might be enough to stem the assault here from Tuukk. And the main problem here for Tuukk, yeah, his supply line is definitely much longer compared to Frubblord. He has a small point pretty much right, yeah. So he can just get a lot of dudes onto the field, as well as a lot of cluster bombs, because by God, he has a lot of cluster bombs.
Mission. Oh no, he's waiting. Oh, actually, I really
Oh.
like this. First of all, point to Stalin. This is absolutely terrible. In a second, but there's a Gepard right there, so they might force him away. No, if it's gonna be close. No, he get the bombs off. Oh no.
This is...
But oh my gosh. No, I swear to God, I'm not trying to have any kind of. That could have been absolutely devastating. The game could have been over if that entire thing goes down, which was entirely a possibility.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you only get that
You wanna
wrong
look
boy
at
to
how-
Stalin.
Before. Oh jeez, that would have been insane.
Yeah, but yeah, having the anti-air
But-
nearby definitely helped out.
It certainly did. It certainly did. Last artillery barrage is going to make to the north, and while it's been very successful after a fashion, that KV-85 is the thing that's keeping things kind of pinned down. That's it.
Yeah, there's a lot of material here in the forest from Tuukk, which is pretty good. Is he can get around in the forest of infantry. He might be able to actually kill the KV-85. He doesn't have any. Well, he does have Panzerfaust, Panzer Grenadier team, and a flanking shot potentially from a T-34.
Nah, guards going to come in and just ping him.
Oh yeah.
There it
Panzer
comes.
III tried and just get blown up. Yeah, I think it's going to come down to the Panzerfaust here on the Panzer Gren. Just moves up a bit closer.
Yep. He's just biding his time. He'll get there.
Yeah.
But the KV-85 actually goes down for the T-34.
Oh. I guess you need a Russian to kill a Russian.
Oh yeah. Well, there's no way you're rushing around it. That's sure.
Mm-hmm. It's definitely pretty huge, yeah, because he can, you know, stemmies up the offensive firepower from Frubblord. The problem is Tuukk needs infantry up here. He needs a lot more infantry.
He needs infantry everywhere. If you look at the center right now, he is going to hold that not even on a wing and a prayer. It's just by grinding the attacking Soviets to dust under his treads. And even then, that's not going to be a great idea, because they could just get out-spammed.
Yeah, just 20th Panzers do not have the best infantry selection, as we're seeing here. Troop are not going to perform that well against all these specialist CQC Soviet squads here, so I think that Panzer III is going to run into an anti-tank grenade in the town. It was very close to.
Yeah, I feel like the Ultima Cheekies they might have to sacrifice themselves for it, but I really think that's a really worthwhile sack.
Yeah.
not for nothing. Like 25 for 40 points. Yeah, that's not ideal, but armored vehicle
that's
for a guy.
ideal. That's
Well,
ideal.
I was gonna say, let me rephrase. If I can kill something without having to die for my country, that's the important part there. I mean, like I learned that from Patton. But, if I have to throw in my life to get rid of an armored vehicle, yeah, without a doubt.
I thought the entire point of Royal was to die for my country. I'm meant to go and reevaluate my life.
Only if you're watching We Were Soldiers. Which, don't get me wrong, is still a very compelling thing, but, sorry, I was just kind of feeling that step of uber patriotism today, you know, the pulsing red, white, and blue as I gave those blankets to the Native Americans. Giving everyone.
Here's some beach. No, we got how many acres?
All your lands belong to us.
What a shitty part.
Which yeah, I'm actually a little bit embarrassed to be part of it, but here we are. IL-2 in the meantime, going to come over here, making gun runs, is not going to make it out. Between the Gepards and the Flak 43, no, there's... Okay.
The Messerschmitt. He's fast, he's agile, and he's got 2 crosses.
He's got him.
Got him. Got him good. Yeah, this is actually going pretty well here from Tuukk. The northern... He still holds on to the enemy side of the northern hill, which is more than ideal for him. But he's starting to push pretty heavily into the town now. He has... It's not really due to the infantry. As I said, trooping are just being meat shields. It's just all the fire support that he has backed up with the half-tracks and T-34s and having that one boy to Stalin alive, because I don't believe there's really any direct AT yet Frubblord can use to effectively kill the boy to Stalin. It's gonna come down to clusters, and I think Tuukk realizes that he does have anti-air nearby. Right, he probably would want a bit more.
He does have. He's got one chance. That's his Zis 3. But that's actually that's only coming in now. And he doesn't have many of them, and you have to be aggressively placing them. And I don't. That's not going to be a high priority for Frub.
Yeah. And it doesn't have much infantry left in the town there, really. What he's going to need to try and hold. He does have the Machikis and Sermafikis in a pretty good position. Anything that comes close to him is going to die, but we definitely could use some more guys to guard. But we're on to phase B, so I believe he does get some more infantry reinforced from up north. Things are really not looking good yet for Frub. Tuukk has managed to hold on to our position here pretty effectively.
The mildly amusing thing is that getting some more attack grounds here and there. We talked about this a little bit on Tuesday about how much I liked that in the first place. But the Gepards, I thought there was something else that was over here originally, but no, just one Gepard shooing away a Yak. Now, if you get a couple of them in there, which you definitely can get, I mean, he's got the opportunity to have up to 6 overall.
Yeah.
That could be terrifying. Yeah, but even then, I feel like I throw them through the center.
Yeah, he needs a lot more anti-air, just due to the potential of those Yak attacks. Because in terms of, like, a head-on tank-to-tank fight, 26 doesn't have a lot. They do have a bit more heavy armor of the KVs, but, Panzer IV can blow up a KV-1. It is entirely possible. And a boy to Stalin, yeah, that's for sure.
So, two things. One is 220 mil over here, drop down on the town. This is going to be not so much set up or followed up with some infantry, although we are seeing a couple more air such trooping coming in. Blech. The other thing I was actually going to ask you is, are you too young to remember a Yak back?
What the hell is a Yak back, Khan?
Oh my god, first of all, I'm revealing my age. Second of all, Yak back, imagine someone took a radio and gave it a very, very primitive record and replay thing.
Oh, is it like you used to record songs on the radio?
No,
so you had to, like,
no, it was
back in the day.
It was literally like a tchotchke thing. It was literally like a tchotchke thing. You'd be like, say something into a particular little speaker, and then would play it back to you, very, very distorted. And that was like the epitome of technology before smartphones were even a glimmer in people's eyes.
Oh.
This is like before, this is like before the interwebs, where it was even a thing. So.
Like 1920s.
Yes, exactly. Back in my childhood, you rotten whippersnapper.
You only
back in my day, we dialed up our internet. We didn't have this fancy Wi-Fi stuff.
Mom, get off
Oh my
the phone.
gosh. Exactly.
I'm playing Craig. Oh.
I'm chatting my AIMs. Second barrage over here in the center of the town. This is going to be very telling.
Yeah.
If Tuukkaraski can go and really capitalize on this particular barrage, I mean, that could be potentially a game. It really could be.
Yeah, that's... Yeah, because once you capture the center part of that town, it's pretty good. But we do have a bit of KV runs in here, and the IS run is still alive, which is pretty important. Once again, Frub could use a little bit more infantry, but he does have quality infantry. Well, Cherno's on quality, but Sermafikis are pretty quality. Help out.
Well, let's not be unfair. Chernos are much more quality than Airsoft Trooping are.
Yes, I'd 100% give you that. I mean, they get the privilege of having a machine gun.
The privilege of having 10 of them, too.
Mm-hmm.
More Pigres being brought on in. In fact, very lucky that the 220 doesn't get seen right now. I would really prefer to put him behind some town vehicles here. Some town buildings, rather, excuse me. The Flak 43 and the Gepard trying to engage a KV-85 with the predictable results. Very strange YOLO push by these two half-tracks.
Yeah. like to live on the edge, but the IH-1 does go down, which is a pretty big kill here, and it's gonna capture the center part of the town at least, so the YOLO push kind of worked.
I guess my big question here is always, at what cost though?
Probably at their lives. I mean, there's the Strafniki, yeah, Plinking array. Actually, no, I don't think he's in range. Oh, he doesn't have line of sight, I believe, so... Well, half-tracks are meant to die.
or half-tracks are meant to be expendable. ME-109 is going after this Yak 9P. Down to the south, this is the first action we've actually seen to the south. Something just died. I couldn't even tell you what it is. I haven't cared about the southern flank this whole time. Actually, one thing we haven't really talked about too much is that now this really should be the heart of the cards over here for Frubblord. I didn't realize until just a second he should be playing on Maverick. Why the heck does it feel like he's been outnumbered for the last 5 minutes?
Yeah, that's pretty true, because he's barely had much in the center. I think the KVs and maybe investing a bit more on air power definitely caused that discrepancy. Yeah, he was totally right, because like Tuukk does have a sort of, he has a death blob up north and he has a death blob in the center, and he's done a pretty good job of keeping his death blob units alive. The boy to Stalin is still alive. There are a lot of Panzer IIIs and other Panzers and half-tracks are still alive. That's good. He's been trading pretty efficiently against Frubblord in the center here. You're now starting to see Frub, he's bringing in the hordes, to Strafniki, to Chernos. This is what he needs to solidify his town.
But there's still one more barrage from the 220, and I think, yeah, he can call a second one in still. So while it would not be a very price-efficient call-in for the time being, he does have the method to deal with this.
Mm-hmm.
It just will take time. But actually, right now, Tuck's up, so what does he care?
Exactly.
Now, what part of me would kind of like to see is I'd love to see a couple of these P3s or P4s to the north get detached and come down on the northern side of that town. Maybe insert themselves between where the Snapiri just died and that maximum, and swing southeast just below that series of buildings. And if nothing else, you draw fire, you unmask material, and let's see, if I'm looking from the artillery perspective, oh yes, where's my Werfrauen? Where's my Hummels? Like, there's an opportunity here to really just level the town.
Yeah, I think Tuck's more in line with using the off-map artillery to do such thing, because he did bring in the second 220, and he's just going to start shredding some Strafnikis and Chernos in just a few seconds.
Absolutely. Well, he's bringing over 4 more squads of P-Grunts as well, so he's desperate to bring in some staying power, which I think is worthwhile.
Yeah. A nice thing is that they do come in half-tracks, which definitely gives a little bit of extra firepower. I do think half-tracks are pretty worthwhile most of the time.
Oh yeah.
Even against Soviets, which do have a lot of anti-tank rifles, because having a bulletproof machine gun for 5 points isn't bad. That's a deal. Not deal of the century, but still a good deal.
Well, at that point, at least you keep the Sturmovikis at bay, more or less. You keep the Chernos definitely at bay. The ones you really have to worry about, just those pesky little Strafnikis, those pesky little guards.
And to put it in perspective, like, that's 5 points, a guard scored 20 points. To be cost efficient, Croat on Croat, you only need to kill 3 guardsmen. There's 3 individual soldiers, which you can do with an MG42. You can definitely kill a little bit more.
Oh, absolutely. And here you go, here's a second barrage that's going to be coming down here. Question to a certain extent is, will there be anything left from that engaging Pioneer squad that just came on in? That is going to be a little bit fascinating to see as well. P3s in the bank, meantime, continuing to shove back. I am actually really, really impressed that the P3s have lasted as long as they did, but I think a part of me also realizes that the Strafniki, despite the fact that they do have the PTRD, is only really going to be able to more or less stress them to death.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, stress, it's a silent killer, don't get me wrong, but I'm not sure that that's really a viable long-term option.
Yeah, it does help that the Panzer IIIs are the up-armored run, so they have similar armor to the Panzer IV. But yeah, I'm still pretty surprised. He's been trying Panzer is definitely focused and using quite a bit of Panzer III play, and it's been working really well for him. I think also it's just due to the fact that 26 doesn't have a whole lot of tanks. The tanks can be pretty scary.
Yes.
But there's not many. You can easily outmaneuver them.
And the KV-1Es. I mean, like, again, the KV, lovely little tank for what it is. You can see right now, killing a P4 command tank, first of all, not surprised there. The second thing, though, is that... Okay, well, he kills a P3, yeah. I will eat my words on that one. But overall, I mean, you're not really paying for a fantastic tank. You're paying for a shot blocker.
Yeah, and it's a decent shot blocker. The problem is that you just do not get the availability on him compared to T-3476s, which you get pretty much in the bucket load. And in town fights like this...
Wait a second, how did they... Wait, these ME-109s just came out of nowhere. How did they do that? They came from the Russian side.
I don't know. I actually don't know. They just...
So there was a Yak-9B making a gun run at that P3 and to the north. And suddenly just two ME-109s came from the south, came from the east. Oh my god, that was like the ghost of, like, Richthofen over here. What the heck was that? It was just bizarre.
Yeah, he's been doing a really good job with those two Messerschmitts. Anytime Yak comes in, he just gets, shot down, which is exactly what he needs. We are seeing some, finally, on-map artillery, two Hummels, to just start slacking positions. And they're very good at slacking positions.
Yeah, I'm waiting to see what their first target decision is. My hope is, to a certain extent, is you know where the KV-1 is, stress that bugger out, and then aim a little bit further east. Blow a corridor through the front lines.
Yeah. Now we're starting to see this map develop into its more standard form of crazy infantry fights in the town. There's just machine guns and tanks galore, and Rob seems to be bringing in the last vestiges of his KV-1s to try and shore up his defense. I feel like that might just be enough. There's not too many tanks here left from Tuukk. A few Panther 3s here and there. I don't know if the boy to Stalin's still alive. I think he might have gone down. So maybe Frub can
yeah, he's
hold.
dead. He's dead.
He is. Finally bit the bullet. So last in 20 minutes is pretty good for Stalin.
True. But still, at this point, there has been an incredible amount of firepower that's been put out by just specifically that guy alone.
Yeah.
I'm actually more kind of humored by the fact that down to the south, nothing has happened outside of that one run. That one Yak attack, and that was it.
Yeah,
legitimately, that was it.
No one wants to, have to run across a field, and by the time you get to the other side and go up a hill, you're really tired.
Oh, absolutely, and I get that,
Especially for Zertats trooping, man. They just want to hang out. They don't want to fight this war. They want to go home to whatever country they've probably been stolen from.
Moldavia. Oh, P3, we hardly knew you. Oh, wow, what the heck? He was aiming for the P-gun.
I don't think you can see the P3 or something.
Well, he can be seen now.
Yeah.
Tanks at 20 paces. Dear God.
I do love the KV-1. It's sad only one division gets the standard KV-1s, but it's just such a classic Soviet tank.
That's true.
Put it on a bridge and it'll hold it.
Minorly disappointed Hummel, but I guess I can see that. You want to get rid of the shot blockers, get rid of any kind of fortress opportunity there, okay. That makes a certain amount of sense. Junker, in the meantime, going down south, looking for two KV-1Es. He might get one. I'm not sure he's going to get two.
He had one job.
The last bomb.
Oh, never mind. Got the Yak-9 coming in, but he's not going to make it. Nope.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
that was a ground kill in this case.
Coming in clutch. Like, I'm very happy that Tuukk has managed to keep his, air superiority secured, and Frubblord is going to call in the towel, or throw in the towel, and be a GG.
I'll call it quits.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was actually surprised, but the KD is as widespread as it is. I did not think that was going to be quite so... I'm not even going to call it lopsided, because that's not really fair. But that there was that much of a disparity between the two.
Yeah, Tuukk had a very good early game going on with those centralized pushes. It was like armored blob, so to say. Frubblord was actually bringing it back, a little bit. He was halting the advance, but I just think his tank availability screwed him up a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Just like, yeah. I feel like maybe...
Well, interestingly, over on the one side, yes, sir?
I feel like maybe he
No,
could
please,
have
please.
pushed that back, but I don't know. I think the artillery really sealed the deal. Just those Hummels just constantly pounding that down. But yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say first of all, the ISNF over here for the kills, but really the only big standout. There was another, tank that got 3 or 4 half tracks. Not fantastic, but not bad. Boy to stall in the meantime, though, 4 solid kills, and it's an Imperial team. Like, obviously, you want to get more out of that, even so, but it's kind of an important thing here.
Yeah.
Other than that, no one else really was a huge player. It's just a lot of really, really good suppression and fire under movement.
Yeah, that combined arms push with the half tracks, the infantry. Like if you play like a division like 20th Panther, which doesn't have a lot of good CQC troops, back in it, this is for like especially a lot of German divisions. Having the half track fire support, the tanks backing you up a bit of anti-air, just actually do a combined arms push. Surprisingly it works, Khan. Who would have thunk?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's known too, which is a really weird part.
Hmm.
But regardless, really well played actually to both guys. I honestly did not expect that to play out that way.
Yeah, it was a very good northern push there from Tuukk, but Frubblord was holding onto that town. He was holding, but yeah, thinking back on it, I think eventually just he would have been out traded.
Mm-hmm. Which is fair.
Yeah.
Which is definitely fair. But any final thoughts there, sir?
Nope.
Folks, as always, we love having you guys with us. Again, to my American comrades out there, I wish you the very best on this rather trying Thanksgiving. For those of you worldwide, here in the States, it's been rough. I know it's been rough for 2020 overall. I'm thankful for all of you. Rang, I'm definitely thankful for you, man. And
I'm thankful for you too.
Well, hopefully we get to be thankful with each other for a long time to go yet. So, thank you,
Indeed.
everybody. But I guess until next week, I'm Con Ulrich.
I'm Rangru. Take it easy.